Hey, welcome back to Cut the Cuck. That ugly guy over there, that's Chad. This uglier guy over here, I'm Byron. Uh, welcome to Cut the Cuck, the show where we talk about the sport that we love and probably do not know anything about. But it's a fun one. We had a massive shakeup in the URC with the Sharks beating the Stormers this weekend. And then I think what's crazy is the Lions drew 2 games in a row, which I'd like to talk about because I don't know when last that happened in rugby, but that's typical Lions fashion. Some new news when it comes to the Varsity Cup in South Africa. And also, maybe you and I spoke this into existence when we were talking about having one place to watch all of rugby. ITV stepping in with some cool new streams, so we can talk about that too. Chad, you're a Sharks fan. Tell us how you're feeling this morning. Or evening, wherever you are in the world.
You know that meme where there's that, like, I think, Russian dude standing with his chest out and looking over? That's what I've been feeling like since I watched that game. I actually missed probably from the 50th minute on because I had to go somewhere. And so I didn't get to see the score. When I went, there was no signal. So didn't know what the score was, refused to check Instagram or everything until I got home, then logged into the URC TV thing and fast forwarded to the 54th minute and watched the game.
And then watched the rest of the game.
So happy. Crazy game.
Great game.
Great game. The Esterhuizen.
We can say 1,000 things about Esterhuizen from that game.
Yeah.
But the one that stood out for me, which I didn't know he had this in him, was when Zas made that break.
Yeah, and
it was Esterhuizen who caught him.
No, it was cooked.
Do you know how scary that is? Because that is an inside center who can play at flank, who has the pace to track down. Now, if you look at the Stormers, always have quick wings, always. And to have Esterhuizen track down Zas, I thought was terrifying for the rest of rugby, because now you've got this powerhouse who runs like a forward into the crash ball, but also has the pace of a winger.
Yeah.
Terrifying. Esterhuizen. Freaking hell.
But the whole, it wasn't just Esterhuizen that did a lot of good stuff there. I thought, who was playing fly off? Hendrikse,
yeah.
He had one of the best games he's had in a long time.
I was going to say, do you think, I thought about this while watching the game. There's all this hype around Sasha, right? And Sasha had a great game.
Yeah.
As well. Do you think Hendrikse had like a point to prove? Because he has played for the Boks before.
Mm-hmm.
But you would argue that Hendrikse is not in the conversation at the moment for fly half for the World Cup. Do you think he took that opportunity to be like, hey, don't fucking forget about me?
Yeah, maybe.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so no, I think so. I said maybe because he's been, and I feel like this has been one of the problems for the Sharks too, is their fly half. They haven't had a standout fly half that's been knocking on the door or just being really one. There's been Mizuku, who's been good, okay, and then Hendrikse hasn't
not
had
Springbok good.
No. But I'm just talking URC. Good. Like he hasn't had like an outstanding game. Either of them had great games, or were letting the ball flow and were giving those crisp passes and cross kicks and all that kind of stuff. They were just doing okay, and I feel like he did a lot better in that game and allowed Esterhuizen to fucking just do what he does best. But yeah, no, I was it. The Sharks did so good in the first half. It was just relentless pressure, not letting the Stormers play their game.
Yeah,
and
the
then just
defense
getting,
was solid,
yeah,
solid defense.
and I feel like the scoreboard pressure just kind of,
Got to them.
mm,
Yeah. But with Hendrikse, the thing that I find interesting is obviously when he moved from the Lions to the Sharks, he he was the starting fly half at the Lions, and he had pretty much all the game time he needed or wanted. At the Sharks, I feel like it's been a little bit more. I don't know if it's competition for the role or just how the Sharks are playing, but he hasn't been getting the same amount of game time he was getting at the Lions. And I find that interesting because when he was at the Lions, he was in the conversation as a Springbok fly half. He got some starts and some game time for the Springboks when he was in the Lions. But since going to the Sharks, I feel like he hasn't had any standout performances.
no,
Um, Obviously, there was the what was it? The Curry Cup final 2 years ago, where it was just after leaving the Lions, and then he kicked the last minute penalty to win the Curry Cup.
yeah,
But like besides that, I don't know if it's just because the Sharks have been playing so shit that we haven't really spoken about him. But I'm really happy for him to have that kind of performance against the
yeah,
Stormers, and of course against Sasha as well.
yeah, yeah. It was a good little battle. That I'm trying to get the some stats here while we're talking about it. I actually want to compare the two of them.
If you want to look that up, I'll talk about the other two games quickly. There's not much
No,
to
I'm not
write
done
home
with this
about.
game. I want to know what you thought happened with the what did the Stormers not get right for
I don't think it
for
was
that
a
to happen?
case of the Stormers not getting it right. I think it was. I mean, if you look at the Sharks' performances leading up to that game, they were never that clinical, and their defense was never that solid.
Yeah,
So I don't think the Stormers did anything wrong. I just think they might have maybe assumed the Sharks wouldn't come out as strong as they did.
I did kind
Um,
of think that too.
and then exactly like you said, the scoreboard pressure got to them. And then, but again, I thought that the Stormers' attack was great. It was just that the Sharks' defense was that good.
Yeah,
What is going to be interesting is next week
I know.
because
I am excited we get to watch it again.
now the Stormers are not going to underplay or underpredict what the Sharks are capable of. And they're going to want to get one back because that's their first loss in the URC.
Yeah,
So next week's going to be. Also, how did it work out in the URC fixtures that it's back to back
I don't know,
same team?
but I'm into it though. I think
I
it's
also
actually
kind of
quite
like it. It's
sick.
dope. It's
It
dope.
adds that extra, like you don't have to wait, or there's, yeah. I think
Yeah,
it's
you can
sick.
get it back immediately. Yeah. And I got a feeling, no offense to you, but I got a feeling the Stormers are going to be the much better team next week.
I do, I know. But you know, it's also wild to me. I was having a look today, and I don't know why I was looking, but the betting odds, the Sharks are favourites, but like just. Going into the last game, it was an absolute blowout
Yeah.
with the fixture, like with the predictions and
Well, I mean,
with the
Sharks
betting
will be
odds.
at home. They're coming off a win against the Stormers. It makes sense in terms of the betting line.
Yeah,
But if Sharks are the favorite, I don't gamble, but you put money on Stormers, I would say.
yeah. It's going to be a good one. I actually can't wait for it. It's an early morning for me, but
Yeah, what is that? It's 4 a.m. for you.
yep,
Very nice. Nice start to the day there, nice butter.
it is. And got to talk about the Oak. Always rave about man of the match, Fussy. He is gunning for that 15 jersey, I reckon. After that performance that he had, so
So
good.
I'm with you there. Big Fussy fan. Big fan of Fussy. My only thing is remember how important why am I blanking on his name? Geland
Yeah,
was for the box in the autumn series.
yeah.
I don't think he had a great game.
Fussy.
No,
Oh,
Geland.
was going to say the match.
You won man of the match? Nah, fucking dead average, brother. I think it's that sort of performance kind of takes Villy out of the picture at fullback.
I don't know, but Villy's been playing solid
For the Bulls. Yeah.
the Bulls.
But now, if you have to pick between Fassi, Galant, and Leroux, who do you pick?
Not Leroux. As much as I love...
And again, there's nothing, and it's nothing against Leroux because, like you said, he's playing great for the Bulls. But like, if you have to put the three of them in a lineup and pick two to go to play for your side, I'm picking Fassi and Galant.
Yeah. And that banana kick by Fassi, mate.
But the Sharks used that strategy more than once in that game.
Yeah.
The banana kick. Interesting. It's interesting. I liked it.
Yeah. It's not an easy thing to do either. You've got to have a bit of skill to do that.
Bruh, so I embarrassed the shit out of myself on Saturday.
Oh, yes. Tell me.
Speaking of kicking, I can't kick for shit, okay?
Well, you're a hooker.
That's the baseline, okay? I can't scorp a ball for shit. Was a linesman this weekend again for the under 18s. And after one of the tries, obviously they kicked for post, came over, ball bounced. As I was running back to my sideline, the ball was in front of me. So I picked it up, and in my head, I said, throw it to the halfway line. Because if I go and I throw one of these bad boys, I can get it 20 meters, no problem. I kicked it instead. I wanted to kick a grubber because I knew if I tried to kick it, it would go horrible. So I've got the flag in one hand, I pick the ball up, and I nonchalantly try grubber it towards the halfway line. I think it went 12 meters with the bounce and the roll. I think I kicked it, it went gung, 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 stopped. That was it. It was probably, it should have been just, I might have kicked it away from the halfway line and it probably would have gotten closer than my attempt to kick it to the halfway line. So I won't be kicking it anymore when the opportunity arises.
Absolutely love that. And I actually I'd be more surprised if you kicked it and it went well.
It was so bad that the player from the other team, he saw me kick it, saw where it landed, jogged up to it, looked at me, and he goes, "It goes down there."
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my kicking. So when it comes to the banana kick, you can guarantee none of it's coming from me.
Yeah, no, unlucky.
Good game though. The Sharks. The game I ref this weekend was... What I found interesting was the team they played was better than the team I watched them play the previous week, but they absolutely thrashed them. Final score was 40-something 0.
No, it's always bad when you lose and you've scored nothing.
And the team that they played the week prior, which I think was worse than this team that I watched them play this week, they won 24-12. So I'm either they had a shocker the first game that I watched, or the other team just forgot how to play rugby this weekend. But it was fun. Anyway, that was completely off topic, not about the URC.
Yeah, that's it. Super stoked. I was happy with the line speed, the collisions that we were putting in, the defense, like you called out.
The defense was so good. So good. I'm curious if...
JP Peterson's definitely... They were almost playing with a purpose. And I feel like they haven't been playing with that purpose. And I feel like that's coming from the top. JP's got the boys playing for each other and for the team.
Well, the talent was always there. You and I discussed this last time as well. The talent's there. I am curious. I want to see if I can spot how many missed tackles.
I can tell you that. From who?
Sharks.
Well, the tackle success was a 79%.
This is crazy. Number of tackles: Stormers 155, Sharks 88. Missed tackles 23 for the Stormers, only 14 for the Sharks. Tackle success percentage was 76 for the Sharks. Interesting. Anyway, that was just a curiosity thing. The Bulls got a win in Edinburgh. We don't need to dive too much into it. I wanted to talk about the fucking Lions.
Yeah.
Because draws in rugby are rare. It very rarely happens. But now, the fucking Lions go on and draw 2 in a row.
Yeah.
Which I find to be insane. And I thought about it, and obviously I'm a Lions fan, so I pay more attention to what's happening with the Lions. And I think that their luck might be some of the craziest in international rugby. So they've gone now and they've drawn these 2 games. Then if we look back to the end of the Super Rugby, they were in 2 finals, right? One of those finals, we lost from a last-minute kick. Same as the last 2 Curry Cup finals, lost to a last-minute penalty kick. One of those Super Rugby finals as well, Kwagga Smith got that insane red card within the first 10 minutes. All in finals. Then you go further back when they've played as the Cats, which I thought was crazy to have a combination from the Free State to Johannesburg in Super Rugby. If you want to talk more about the Lions' luck, they were also one of the only teams to be relegated in the Super Rugby season when the fucking Southern Kings wanted to be part of it. What the fuck is happening with this team? How does this keep happening to the Lions?
That's a great question.
And if we go back to last season, we missed the URC playoffs by 1 spot as well.
Yeah.
So, like, it's just insane bad luck. But then the Lions game as well, that end of the game, was such a fun sequence to watch.
It was.
It was so good to watch. The fact that it ended 24-all is crazy to me because I think the Lions should have won. But that's also because I'm a Lions fan, so I guess I'm a little biased. And then the only other fixture I think that's worth talking about was Scarlets beating Ulster.
That I did not see that coming.
Not only did I not see that coming, the manner in which it happened, the Scarlets looked as if they were top of the log, not bottom of the log, when they were playing that game. And also the finishing sequence to that game, if you haven't watched it, just go watch the last 5 minutes of Scarlets Ulster, because incredible. Absolutely incredible. I think that's the URC, Chad.
I think that is the URC. I mean, there was a couple other games in there, but
yeah, it's not really worth. I mean, I guess we can talk about the 2 South African fixtures this weekend.
Yep.
This coming weekend. Lions are playing the Bulls in Joburg, which is always a fun one. And if you look at the Shield, you would hope that the Lions can pick up a win in Joburg, and it would be really, really cool.
Do you that's going to be? I'm excited for that game. I'm excited for both the Springbok games.
Derbies.
But that one more so because the Bulls obviously have been struggling. They've just got their 1 win. The Lions are going
2 wins. They had the Investec Cup win as well.
Yeah. And then the Lions withdraw. So they're both not in tip top.
Well, I think for the Lions season, this win is really important if we want to make the top 8. But you could argue it's the same for the Bulls. So,
where are the Bulls on the actual log?
Bulls are 9th with 20 points, and the Lions are 7th with 24 points.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess the benefit is that the team in between Ospreys has played 1 more game than both the Bulls and the Lions. So it's possible for the Bulls to be in 8th. But fuck, man, I really want the Lions to make it to the next round for a change.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we've already spoke about it. The Sharks Stormers rematch. This time it's in Durban instead of Cape Town.
That's most important for us because obviously we need to win the rest of these to even have a chance of getting to the top 8.
Yeah, Sharks are sitting in 11th with 19 points. And then Stormers have dropped to 2nd. But they do have a game in hand over Glasgow. So
yeah,
if they win this weekend, they'll go back top.
No chance. Oh.
It's exciting. We'll see what happens there. Then, anything else from the URC you want to talk about before we move on to a crazy new rule that we heard last week, weekend, something like that?
No, I'm keen to talk about this Varsity Cup. I don't know too much about it. I know you mentioned it to me. I thought it was quite cool. I don't know how I feel about it, but I think it's a bit fun.
So,
different.
For the non-South Africans who watch, the Varsity Cup is a South African university competition between, I can't remember, is it 8 teams? Let me bring that up before, start talking out my ass, which I love to do. There we go. The log. Yeah, 8 teams. Look at me. I know what I'm doing. Where was I going? Okay, so they always have something fun and exciting. I think one of the cool things that they have is that the player from the previous game that was man of the match or player of the match, if you want to be politically correct, wears pink shorts for the game. It's nothing big. It's just what they do. But they've also been known to try new rules. When it comes to rugby. And this season, they're trialing something that I think is crazy. So we all know, if you score a try, you get 5 points. And then you have 60 seconds? 60 seconds.
60.
Penalties are 90 seconds. You have 60 seconds to take the conversion. And if you get the conversion, you get 2 points. Varsity Cup this season are trying something where after you score the try and you get your 5 points, you then have 2 minutes to score another try. And if you do, you get 5 more points. So that try will be worth 10 points instead of 7. You can still take your conversion and get your 2 points, and you get your 7 for the try and conversion. But if you score your try, you then have 2 minutes to try score another try. I believe I probably should have read up on this more. You start at the halfway line from a free kick. If someone wants to correct me, they're more than welcome to. I haven't looked it up. It's just what I remember. Then if after those 2 minutes are up and you haven't scored, if you then give the ball to the other team and they start from where the ball was at the end of those 2 minutes. If you lose possession in those 2 minutes, then you continue playing from where the possession turned over and the game just continues.
Yeah, I like the rules. I think it's cool bringing that NFL feel to it. I'm up for it all. I don't think it'll ever, crazier things have happened. I don't think it'll ever come into international rugby because you know how...
No.
Can you imagine like the Springboks playing against who's like a really like a third tier team, like a Namibia? We just go score 10 points at a time.
Yeah, if you want to reach 100, it's way easier now.
But yeah, so I'm up for all of that. I think it's really cool, like really fun. But I don't like that if you turn the ball over in that 2 minutes that you start with the ball kind of got turned over from. I feel like you've had your shot. Let's Bagalaba back to the halfway line and carry on.
Yeah, so yeah, let me read it for you because I gave a terrible synopsis, I would assume. So it says, The official statement explained. After a try, the scoring team has 20 seconds to choose kick for a standard 2-point conversion or tap to activate a 120-second tap period to chase an additional 5 points. Should a team select the tap, it means they have an opportunity to add an additional 5 points. Start from an attacking mark on the 22-meter line. So not the halfway line. I got that wrong. 22-meter line. in line with where the try was scored. That's also
Okay.
pretty cool. So exactly like how you would take the conversion, but you go back to the 22. Defense lines up 10 meters back. Match time continues while the attacking team has 120 seconds to score a tap try worth 5 points. The tap period ends if the attacking team scores, the attacking team infringes, loses the ball, a penalty to the defense, or time expires. Play, this is again, I got it wrong. Play restarts from a normal kickoff.
Okay.
No scrums or lineouts are allowed during the tap period, and no drop goal may be attempted. Cards can still be issued. Each team has 2 tap options per half. Unused options do not carry over. So it's not every try. You can only do it twice.
Okay.
The organizers also noted that a successful tap after a point of origin try totals 12 points. What?
Mate, do I just edit the whole front of this pod?
No, this doesn't make sense. Because if you go up, it says, should a team select a tap, it means they have an opportunity for an additional 5 points. 5 plus 5 equals fucking 12, not 10. No, wait.
That is staying in the pod. I'm not editing that out.
5 plus 5 equals 10, not 12. Hold on, let me keep reading. Maybe they explain themselves. The organizers also noted that a successful tap after a point of origin try totals 12 points. What? Meanwhile, if a penalty try is awarded and the team chooses tap, the try is awarded, but no automatic conversion points apply. The scoring team may attempt to try for an additional 5 points. I don't know how they get 12. I got to be honest with you, because everything they just said still equals 10.
It's gold. I mean, even to your math, 5 plus 5 equals 12. That's public school at its finest.
Okay, and then their red card rule is 15 minutes, not 20 minutes for a red card.
Oh, well, that kind of makes sense. But that's like, I'm into it. I think it's quite cool. I think it's a bit of fun, a little bit different. I feel like it can be absolutely exploited though. Like if you score a try in the corner, you know,
then don't take the conversion. Rather try the tap.
Yeah, score the try, hit it back, and if your wing's still sitting on the other side, cross kick, easy 10 points. Like
Varsity, Chad, not fucking Richie Mwanga.
Oh, dude, have you seen all the Oaks that are coming out of Varsity? It's not like
it's crazy. Everyone just plays these crossfield kicks. It was the Sharks' second or third try where Hendrikse's crossfield kick was 7 meters from the try line.
Yeah,
crazy.
It's wild. Yeah, so yeah. I feel like that could be I don't know how long it'll last for, but it'll be good to see. I wish I could actually watch it. Yeah, like
Varsity Cup.
Mm.
Yeah, I used to go. I used to go watch Wits regularly when I was there, but ever since I left Wits, I haven't watched a Varsity Cup game.
Yeah,
I lie. I did watch one final because Wits was in the final, but that was
good. I'll try to see if there's a way I can watch it. I'm pretty sure it's only going to be on SuperSport. I don't have.
Yeah, I would assume no one else is streaming. The Varsity Cup.
Speaking of streaming rugby,
yes.
Do we want to talk about the lovely news you sent me about ITV?
Well, I don't know any of the details.
I think you're better off reading it.
So it's going to be exactly like how I presented the 5 plus 5 equals 12 conversation. But ITV, from what I read from one post on the gram, is that ITV is going to be hosting and streaming a lot more rugby in 2026 and 2027. And to start off, ITV will have the Six Nations.
This year?
This year.
It's so good.
For free. As well as the Premiership Rugby on ITV. And also the Rugby Championship from 2027.
Wow.
And also the Rugby Greatest Rivalry.
Is there even going to be a Rugby Championship? It's going to be a shortened version of it, eh? They all play each other like once. Eh?
I think it's just once, yeah. So I think This is exciting because they're also going to have the Heineken Championship, the Investec Championship Cup, and I think the EPCR as well.
Wow.
So essentially, most, if not all, rugby is going to be viewable for free on ITV,
That is so
which
good.
what you and I were talking about is it's so hard to watch all of the rugby because every country's got a different streaming service and a different platform. And when we lived in South Africa, it was fantastic. You had SuperSport, and SuperSport showed you all the rugby you needed.
Yeah.
As you know, neither of us live in South Africa anymore. So watching sports become quite the challenge, especially South African sports, cricket, rugby. So this is really, really exciting. And I'm going to have to start watching my rugby on ITV just to show my support.
Same. Like if yeah. I mean, I don't think we have RTV yet, but I'm pretty sure we can figure that out.
Someone smarter than you will tell you how to make it work.
Yeah.
But I think that's awesome. I don't know if we spoke it into existence.
I don't mind taking credit for it.
Gladly take the credit for it. But yeah, so that's some exciting news to share as well.
I think it's good for the game too, to get more people watching it.
Well, we spoke about it, and I think World Rugby's talked about it a lot as well. And you can see it by the change in the Rugby World Cup format. They're really trying to grow the game globally, and to make it easily accessible to viewers is, besides like grassroots rugby clubs pushing the game forward, and then getting the smaller international sides more fixtures, getting eyeballs on the game and making it easier to get eyeballs on the game is also a massive, massive step in the right direction.
Yeah. And I feel like that's something I understand that World Rugby is going to try and do that, and they're doing okay at it at the moment. It doesn't feel like there's been too much actual progress. But, and I sent it to you, there's a guy on TikTok that was talking about what Rugby Australia needs to do, because rugby in Australia is way down the list of.
Would you blame Rugby League for that? Because Rugby League is huge in Australia, right?
AFL's like wildly bigger. It's absolutely nuts. And I'll link his TikTok in there because I really think it's great. He's just saying, how do we make rugby better in Australia? How do we get younger kids in the game? How do we get parents going to the games and stuff? And he posted a video saying, in between halves of Super Rugby, he wants to bring something in called Super Juniors, and you have young teams, like young clubs under 8s, 9s, 10s, get them to play mini games during the halftime. It'll get parents to the stadium posting pictures. It'll be an absolute joy. Can you imagine being a 10-year-old playing in a fucking 6 stadium? You'd fall in love forever with the game.
Yeah, I would never want to stop playing rugby at that point.
No, absolutely not. And
I'll start taking all the steroids.
There we go. That's the inner South African. But doing stuff like that, I think that's an absolutely fantastic.
That's a great idea. A short little 10-minute game.
Yeah. That's all you need. Because if I also went to a game and saw some other kids going on, I'd be like, how do I do that? Get me playing at that club, and then do that week in, week out. I think it's fantastic. And
that is a good idea.
I was thinking one thing that they can do is basically straight up steal what the Sharks have done with SharkFest. I think the SharkFest thing is absolutely I think every single club should do it, even if it's just once or twice in a season. It's been enough. I mean, I've never been to one. I've been to a few Sharks games, and the vibe there is always just amazing. But
if I could be could you tell the people, those that are watching, especially those that are still watching at this point, what SharkFest is.
SharkFest. It's basically just one big party. You get there early. They've got stalls set up on the training fields and stuff just outside of the stadium. Everyone goes there, sets up their cars, has like a little boot party, have their pre-drinks, go in, watch the game. After the game, there's like an actual festival. So like music, a band, DJs, all that kind of stuff. It just brings in people to the rugby for a lot longer, and it's just a vibe, just an absolute, yeah.
So the Lions also started doing that. I want to say close. I think it's the second or the last game of the season, their home game, and they have live performances before the game and after the game.
Yeah.
So it gets you in early and also lets you hang out afterward for a little longer. But again, like we've mentioned, the unfortunate part is that you're in Joburg CBD.
Yeah.
So how long you want to hang out afterward is entirely up to you.
Yeah. But it would be wildly different in a place like Sydney or Melbourne. Like,
Of course, yeah. If you, yeah. Things work there.
Yeah. So I reckon go give him a follow. I'll put him in the post. Put his tag in the post and stuff. I think he's trying to do good stuff.
If we're talking grassroots stuff, I also saw another interesting thing. There's a rule change for South African rugby for the juniors.
Youngers. Yeah, I saw this too.
And that is there'll be no full contact rugby until under nines.
Yeah.
And they'll do tag and like flag football when you grab something to show that you've tackled them. The person that I saw who was talking about it, they did say, when did you see any serious injuries for an under sevens game of rugby? But also, I'm also the frame of mind, and this is from someone who's got head injury problems from rugby. If we can save him for a few more years, I don't see the problem with that. I think, the most important thing to learn at that age isn't necessarily how strong you are or how difficult it is to tackle and that sort of thing. It's just experience with the ball in hand, how to read the game.
Yeah.
So if you take away tackling until under 9, considering that most English-speaking kids only play rugby from the age of 14,
yeah,
I don't think it's going to be too much of a big deal. I can understand, some of the Afrikaans families, and then also, you look at the other clubs that start kids younger. It's not the same amount of kids playing club rugby that are playing high school rugby. And I would say most primary schools don't have rugby, unless, again, if it's an Afrikaans primary school. So I think that's okay. I don't see that being too big of a deal to take away tackling until the under 9s.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be that big. I don't think it'll have that big of an impact on the game either.
No.
If anything, it'll speed it up because you're not having a breakdown.
Well, I mean, I guess it does suck if you're one of those big fucking 7-year-olds who just bulldoze your way over some kids. Your young props are going to struggle until they're older. But
they'll get more agile. We'll have a bunch of Esterhuizens.
Bunch of sidestepping props, yeah.
Yeah.
Prop one weekend and outside center the next.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it in terms of the youngins and their rule changes. But it's exciting. So much rugby.
So much rugby
at the moment.
I want to talk about one more thing that I forgot to put on our little cheat sheet here.
Yes, sir. Hit me.
The Rugby World Cup 2027 stadiums, they got...
I know. They were announced, and there was a big one missing.
A huge one missing. 100,000 seats missing. And I don't understand how. And apparently it was because Rugby Australia missed the opportunity to put it in, and they lost it to the NFL, which I think is...
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, you are kidding me.
But let's just run through them. I run through the stadiums. I think there's only 8.
I got them up here if you don't have them.
I got them, yeah.
Okay.
So Adelaide Oval, pretty
Si,
cool
senor.
stadium. Brisbane Stadium. The one in Melbourne that they've chosen is Docklands Stadium, which also, I just want to put out there. So Melbourne's got 3 stadiums, right? MCG, which is obviously, we all know about it. The Docklands Stadium, which is the soccer stadium for their soccer team. And then they've got Amy Park, which is their rugby team.
So why'd they go with the soccer stadium?
It was probably a
Is it
capacity because I think
bigger?
Docklands Stadium's a bit bigger, a little bit bigger, yeah. Arguably in a bit of a worse spot than the other 2 stadiums. I mean, the other 2 are right next to each other. But yeah, big fumble over there. I don't understand.
To not have the SCG is crazy.
MCG's, yeah, it's wild. And then they've got Newcastle, North Queensland, Perth Stadium, which will be...
Newcastle looks like the smallest of the lot. Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, Newcastle's not... It's just outside of Sydney, so it's... Yeah. And then you've got Stadium Australia and then the Sydney Football Stadium. But yeah.
Now, I see here stadium capacity ranges from 25,000 to 82,000. I'm assuming Newcastle's the 25,000.
Mm-hmm.
What's the 82,000?
It'll probably be Perth, I reckon.
Perth Stadium. All right. And then I'm just reading here.
Oh, no, I've got capacities right down here. I can tell you. Adelaide Oval, 53,000. Brisbane, 52,500. Docklands Stadium is 53,000. Newcastle is 30,000. North Queensland Stadium is a 25,000 capacity.
Interesting.
Perth Stadium,
because they're missing a whole fucking section.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Stadium Australia is the biggest one, 82,000. And then
now I'm going to ask you
Sydney's
one
42,000.
stupid question.
Yes.
When I saw the map of these, everything's on the east.
Yeah.
Except for one stadium on the west.
Because there's nothing else anywhere else.
Now, if you're a traveling fan, that's going to be a bit of a bitch. Because if you've got tickets for multiple stadiums, you kind of want to keep everything on the east. Because if you have to travel from east to west and back and forth, it can't be that easy. And I'm asking because I really don't know.
No, it's like a 6-hour flight. Let me check. I'll tell you now. I don't know the exact. So if we go from...
So then if someone's playing in the west, wouldn't you have to have all of their group games in the west?
I think most of them are going to be like that. Yeah, there'll obviously be some traveling, but let's have a look here. The Perth.
And then I wanted to see... Okay, so Perth Stadium will host the opening game.
I completely lied. I did not lie. 5 hours there.
5 hours.
So that's probably the furthest one. But yeah, the North Queensland one will be... but any of them, Australia is so fucking big. You don't understand how big that fucking island is.
Wish they had that map up here. Anyway, what I also wanted to just see, and I found the information, is the opening game is going to be in Perth.
Yep.
And the final is in Sydney. Interesting. All right.
Yeah.
I can't believe they fumbled that and didn't get...
When I saw it, I was like, oh, that's going to be so sick. And I went through, I was like, hang on. There's
the giant stadium missing here.
Yeah.
They lost it to the NFL.
Crazy, eh? Absolutely wild.
It's a little embarrassing if you think about it.
Huge. Yeah.
And they would have filled that stadium easily.
You could have put Japan versus Zimbabwe. And they would have got a decent crowd.
Imagine the opening game, New Zealand, Australia.
The MCG.
Ooh,
that would have been power.
Right?
100,000 people. Yeah.
And there's enough TVs around.
Sick, hey?
It would have been like a home game.
Yeah.
For both.
It's such a intimidating stadium. Like, it's so big and it's such a...
It's got to be so loud.
It is.
Gotta be so loud.
Yeah. But we will never
Yeah,
know
that's a bit
about
of
rugby. So well done, Rugby Australia. You've outdone yourself.
Well, they're just performing as well as their team does.
Mm.
I did see a thing. I can't pronounce his last name because it's way too long for me. But there was a union player from Australia who went to league and is now coming back to rugby union. So I guess they are trying that.
You've narrowed that down.
Bruh, his last name is far too complicated for me. I know exactly what it looks like.
What position does he play?
Kind of gingerish.
Kind of gingerish.
Kind of gingerish. There's zero way I'm gonna find this now. But I think, if Aussie rules the AFL and league is so big in Australia, the only way they're gonna get the best athletes into the union side is to give them more money than what the AFL and league's bringing in.
I don't think it'll ever happen. AFL's way too big there. And also, Rugby Australia running at such a fucking loss. I don't think they can afford to pay attention. Clearly not, because they couldn't even fucking get the MCG.
I can't believe they have like one of the biggest stadiums in the world in the World Cup. That's not gonna be there. But we're gonna have the NFL at that stadium at the same time. That's heartbreaking.
It might even be the NRL.
If you're talking money, the NFL's got probably an unlimited bank balance.
Yeah. It's just got an infinity sign when you log in.
Yeah, there's like, there's too many zeros to fit on the screen, so you can just spend it however you want.
Yeah. It's crazy. Anyway, that was my rant. I don't understand how they let that happen. It is wild. Oh, actually, one more thing. If anyone wants to give us $64,000 to go and watch the greatest rivalry, Byron and I would happily take your money and go to South Africa for a month. Byron has
what he do it for less than 64,000.
Well, that's what the tickets cost. That's what the touring thing costs that I looked at, which was also
so
crazy.
Chad sent me a thing where as a Kiwi you buy your tickets for this and you go to South Africa. Does it include the trip to the US for the fourth game? So it's just the 3 games.
That's just while you're there. You still have to fly yourself there.
I'll still take it.
It does include your internal flights, though, which is nice.
Which is nice, yeah.
For $32,000.
But we could do it for cheaper, Chad. So we don't need 22,000 because we are both South African.
This is true.
But if you did want to sponsor us to go watch the the Rugby Greatest Rivalry, we'll gladly take donations.
Yeah, we will.
The big goal would be to get 22 grand so that Chad can come and live like a tourist in South Africa for a few weeks.
Imagine how I went there with $22,000. Holy shit. I don't think we'd be able to spend it.
Joburg South wouldn't be prepared for you.
News Cafe would be off its rocket.
News
Cafe Mayersdale would... Yeah. It would be wild. Or what is that other place? Ball Breakers. Yeah, because I changed my mind.
No, even better. What's that spot underneath? I don't even know if it's there anymore. The hole in the wall. That spot underneath Checkers at Glavista Shopping Centre.
The one we got fucking stuck in. I don't remember what it was called. That one, yeah. We just buy
if that place is open and you got 22, you have to go there. And just make everyone's night. Just buy 2 rounds on everybody, for everybody. And you'll be a hero for the 7 hours they can remember, because by the time they wake up, no one will remember you.
There'll be a plaque on the wall next time you come back.
You're actually right. Oh, that would be hilarious.
Yeah.
It's still not Six Nations time. It's close.
Yeah, well, we will do another...
2 weekends away.
Yeah, we'll do another recording at some point, and we will predict,
the Six Nations.
Yeah, we will predict it. Exactly how it's going to happen, play for play, game for game.
I hope that when we do that, you don't have the same fucking wild ideas that you did for when we did the World Cup episode?
Well, we'll see.
So there hasn't been any new rugby to international rugby, but the two major calls that you had from that prediction was Scotland beating Ireland and Australia beating New Zealand.
Well, to be fair, we both had that first one. That wasn't just me, but
no, Scotland, Ireland was 100%
no,
you.
no, Scotland, Ireland, me. Okay. The New Zealand, Australia one, we both had.
We agreed on it. I didn't agree with confidence. But I would say those two are the two craziest calls that we had. But I'm curious to see how the Six Nation prediction goes.
Yeah.
Because I think the toughest one to pick is going to be which games does Italy and Scotland win?
I'm more thinking about which games does Italy and Wales win.
Wales.
I want to see who they're going to beat.
Who is Wales going to beat, Chad?
That's what I'm worried. They're going to beat someone. They're not going to go unbeaten.
No, they're going to lose all 5 games again.
No, they're going to win one.
Who?
They're going to put Ospreys on, and they're going to win. They're going to pull out something. Look at us. We're already arguing about it. We haven't even started.
Well, that's because you say this shocking bullshit, and I expect me just to go, oh, yeah, sure, no problem. Wales' only hope would be to beat Italy or Scotland. I can't see Scotland. Wales beating France, England, or Ireland.
Well, France is sitting over they've also made some wild squad choices, so who knows?
The fact that Pino is not part of the squad,
crazy, yeah,
makes no sense to me.
Hang on, stop. We're talking Six Nations. Yeah, we need to save all of this for
the
other thing. Else we're just going to rant here.
Whatever, Chad. Whatever.
But yeah, Wales. Their last game is against Italy, and we'll see. Maybe they even beat Ireland. Who knows?
If Wales beats Ireland, I don't even know what happens. World Rugby goes, wait, I don't know what to do with the world rankings now. Yeah. Do we just remove Ireland from the rankings? What do we do? Yeah. All right, so we'll save the Six Nations chatter for another day. URC this weekend.
And Super Rugby preseason starts this week. Well, it started last week. I didn't get to actually watch the game because, again, one of those things wasn't televised even here. Couple of games this weekend. We've got Blues versus Canes, which will be fun. Chiefs versus the Drua. We have Crusaders versus Highlanders, and the Force versus the Brumbies, and the Reds versus the Waratahs.
Hey, 3 of those fixtures are the actual fixtures for the opening week.
Look at that. Which ones are those?
Highlanders, Crusaders, Waratahs, Reds, Force, Brumbies.
It's good. But yeah, that'll be fun. I really hope that they actually televise it so I can actually try and watch it, because I tried to watch the last week's one and it was just nowhere. I couldn't see it.
I'm excited for this season of Super Rugby because I think the growth of the URC over the last 2 seasons has put a lot of pressure on Super Rugby.
Yeah,
and if this season is, I don't want to say as poor, because I don't think Super Rugby is poor, but I don't think it's got the same, like if you're watching 2 New Zealand sides play one another in Super Rugby, it's really exciting. But for everyone else, barring the Brumbies, there might be an upset or there might be a close game, but it's not edge of your seat kind of exciting rugby.
Yeah.
It is more free-flowing than the URC, I will admit that.
But that just comes down to the different style that the Northern Hemisphere play against the Southern Hemisphere teams. That's all that comes down to, though. We just play different rugby.
Yeah, but I think it's just because the competition isn't as high. And what I mean by that is, if you look at the standings, right, of Super Rugby, let's pick any random sides. You've got Waratahs and Drua. Maybe not Drua, because Drua is normally bottom of the log with Force. Let's go Tars and Hurricanes. Or Tars and Blues.
Yeah.
If you go then to the URC and you pick a middle of the group team, like the Lions, to play close to the bottom team, Connacht. Would you rather watch Lions Connacht, or would you rather watch Waratahs Blues?
I'd probably watch the Super Rugby game.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you think it would be a better game to watch? Because who's winning the Blues Tars? Blues.
Yeah, it's going to
Who's winning Connacht Lions? You don't fucking know.
Yeah, true. No, you make a good point.
And then I would say the top sides in Super Rugby, which are the New Zealand sides and the Brumbies, I would say probably watching Crusaders versus, or what was the final last year? Crusaders Chiefs. I think that's a better game than Glasgow Stormers.
Yeah.
I think so.
That's
But
what you mean. Yeah.
if you look at the entire roster, it's not as good.
Yeah,
but the New Zealand sides are so much better than everybody else. And that's why Super Rugby is kind of lacking.
The Cheetahs. Bring the Cheetahs into Super Rugby.
Just for fun. They go over to Australia for the whole... They can, give them any stadium as their home stadium. I think the Cheetahs will take it. I think they'd love 100%.
It. What's old Franz Steyn would open arms, say yes, please.
I think now at the moment the coaching staff is both Franz Steyn and Pienaar. Ruan Pienaar.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Both long-lasting Cheetahs players.
The amount of brandy that must be consumed in any given day between just the coaching staff.
I was going to say a coaches meeting must look like...
you wouldn't be able to light a match in the room.
Woo! And those Oaks are going Clippy's premium only.
Yeah. And strong.
Actually, that's not a bad idea because there's 11 teams in the Super Rugby.
Mm-hmm.
Make it 12. All right. Here it is, everybody. We are calling on Super Rugby to invite the Cheetahs to be the 12th team. And you can even go back and call it the Super 12 again.
Oh.
Like it used to be when the Cats played. This is a brilliant idea. Chad, this is brilliant.
Fantastic. I love it.
You should have said something earlier.
Well, here we are.
So 2027 season of Super Rugby will be the new Super 12. And they invite the Cheetahs. And they can give them any of the stadiums that are not currently being used, but are also one of the 8 stadiums in Australia for the competition. It's brilliant. Yeah, I think it's perfect.
Set them up in Melbourne for one of the Amy Park. It would be fantastic.
Or even give them Newcastle or North Queensland stadiums because they're smaller.
Yeah.
Done.
Where the Free State? What's the climate most like? I'm trying to think of other places. Won't be
flat and dry.
I know what it's like there. I'm trying to think of where it's flat and dry. Anywhere out in any of the other countries. Probably Perth, but Perth's too far. But yeah, anywhere on the East Coast.
Oh, this is a brilliant idea.
I love it.
We spoke ITV into existence. Now we're going to speak the Super 12 into existence.
We need to tag old mates Franz Steyn.
France, Steyn, Cheetahs Rugby, Rugby New Zealand, Rugby Australia.
Super Rugby, any rugby,
yeah. Tag their aunties, their uncles, their moms, and their grandmothers.
If you did that and you popped them in like anywhere, because there's so many South Africans in Australia, they would probably bring in more fans to the stadium every week. I
think it'll be so exciting for South Africans who live in Australia.
Yeah,
to be like
the Cheetahs would grow like the actual fan base would grow by like a million.
Yeah, the Cheetahs fan base would double overnight.
Yeah,
I think it's a great idea. I don't know why no one thought of this.
I don't know. I was clearly not as smart as us. That's what it is.
That's a problem because neither of us are smart. All right, so that's going to be the new thing we're going to push. We're going to push Cheetahs for the Super 12 2027.
I love it.
And then when this happens, Cheetahs, you can pay for us to come watch a fucking game.
Yeah, just one. We'll even stay with some of the players.
But also, that's got to be tough because you can't have the Cheetahs in South Africa for the competition. The travel's ridiculous. But as a Cheetahs player, to be in Australia for that many months at a time has got to be brutal.
Do you want to be?
But also, if you're a Cheetahs player, talk about exposure and money.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Exposure that you'll get for just being on tour for... Because how many weeks is Super Rugby? It is 16 rounds. So 16 weeks.
Plus the 2 at the end.
Right, let's just say they don't make it to the final.
So it starts in mid-Feb and ends end of May.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
3.5 months.
Yeah.
It's long, Chad, to live in a fucking hotel.
They live in hotels fucking anyway. They jump around and travel anyway.
Yeah, but at least then you jump... What do I know? I'm not a professional athlete. Maybe it's not so bad. Maybe I'm... What would be nice, though, is you've got someone cooking for you for 3.5 months, which is pretty fucking sweet.
Yeah. You wake up, eat, train, eat, sleep, eat. Yeah.
Train, sleep, eat, sleep, train, sleep, eat, eating, sleeping.
And then by the end of it, you're saying 5 + 5 = 12.
I can't believe I did that. That's Anyways, Chad, I think we cut all the cuck that needed to be cut.
And came up with a fucking great idea, if I don't say so myself.
Great idea. Super 12 is coming back with the Cheetahs.
Yeah.
Also, to have... Be honest, you will go now and you'll buy a Cheetahs jersey.
I would. I'd absolutely... Yeah. I'd go straight onto the Boomful website and look Cheetahs jersey. And if there wasn't one, I'd ask him to source me one.
Yeah, like I think for Cheetahs rugby, it doesn't get better than this.
No.
And for Super Rugby Pacific, it's great growth. And you're rounding off to 12 teams instead of 11.
It's wins all round. There's not
I don't see a downside.
No.
The downside is the 3.5 months the Cheetahs need to live in Australia.
Could be worse. You could live.
I was going to say, if that's the only downside, it's really not that bad.
No, you've got Australia or Bloom.
Players come home with an Australian accent. They've been there for so long.
They'll probably end up coming back with fucking Australian passports because the Rugby Australia will be like, that's cheap labour. I'll take
that's also not... That would great sourcing for Australian Rugby Union to pick up Cheetahs players.
Be cheaper.
They are struggling financially. Again, win and a win. We're just giving good options.
Yeah. There we go. We've fixed Super Rugby.
All right, that's it. Get us in front of the board. We'll show you this episode, or just the end of the episode. You don't need to hear the other stuff because then you won't believe anything that comes out of our mouths. But we'll show you the end of this episode, and I think we got something here, Chad.
I'm into it. All right, Bart.
Yeah.
Out of here. Like, subscribe, do all the things. It's been real.
I think like and subscribe is going to be down here.
It'll be over here. Yeah. All right.
Chad,
cheers,
goodbye,
boys.
everybody. Goodbye. Thank you. Goodbye.